Two-way tables, lesson 9.3. The standard is 8 SP4. The objective is to construct and interpret two-way tables. The essential question: how are patterns used when comparing two quantities? Vocabulary: relative frequency, the ratio of data from one category to the total. A two-way table shows data from one sample group as it relates to two different categories. To calculate by row, divide the box by the row total on the side. To calculate by column, divide the box by the column total at the bottom. Example number 1. Felipe surveyed students at his school. He found out that 78 students own a cell phone, and 57 of those students own an MP3 player. There are 13 students that do not own a cell phone, but own an MP3 player. 9 students do not own either device. Construct a two-way table summarizing the data. So what I'm going to do is take the information they gave me to fill in my table. I know that there are 78 students who own a cell phone, and of those students, 57 of them own an MP3 player. So my total was 78, and 57 of them own an MP3 player. I also know that there are 13 students that do not own a cell phone, but do own an MP3 player. So I'm going to put them in the next row. And then I have 9 students who do not own either device. So they will go here. So what I'm going to do to find my missing values, I'm going to add each row across, and I'm going to add each column up and down. So 57 plus something will give me 78. So I'm going to take 78 and subtract 57, and that will give me 21. So 57 plus 21 is 78. Now 13 plus 9 will give me 22. Now I'm going to add each column up and down. So 57 plus 13 is 70. 21 plus 9 is 30. And then 78 plus 22 is 100. Now I'm going to check the last row. 70 plus 30 is indeed 100. So this is how you find the missing values. Interpret the relative frequency. Use a sentence frame for when you divide by column and use the box with the greatest percentage. The relative frequency of the data suggests most, majority, of column title, also row title. Example number 2. Calculate relative frequency. Find and interpret the relative frequency by column. Round to the hundredths place, then turn into a percent. And as you notice, the table is filled in from the previous problem. So what we're going to do is take the number in each cell and divide it by the total in the row. Then we're going to multiply by 100. So I'm going to take 57, divide by 78, which is the total. 57 divided by 78 gives me approximately 0.73. I'm going to multiply by 100, and that will give me 73%. Now the next cell, 21, I'm going to divide by 78, which is the total. 21 divided by 78 gives me approximately 0.27. Multiply by 100, that gives me 27%. Now I'm just going to add the two percentages together to get my total. 73% plus 27% will give me 100%. Now for the next row, I'm going to take 13. This time I'm going to divide by 22 because it's the total in that row. 13 divided by 22 gives me approximately 0.59. I'm going to multiply by 100. That gives me 59%. The next cell, I'm going to take 9, divide by 22, which is the total in that row. When I divide, I get approximately 0.41. I'm going to multiply by 100. That gives me 41%. Now I'm going to add across. 59 plus 41 gives me 100%. Now I'm going to go ahead and add each column. 73 plus 59 gives me 132%. Now the next column, 27 plus 41 gives me 68%. In the last column, 100 plus 100 gives me 200. I'm going to go ahead and check the last row. 132 plus 68 gives me 200%. So it does verify. So this is how you calculate relative frequency.